Hello guys, I'm back. My name is Jeferson Costa. I'm a chemical process engineer with expertise in plant design, and I have some minutes to talk to you about chemical process engineering and plant design. And sorry for my tired face. I am with a lot of work these days because I'm doing my job, I'm doing extra work, I'm doing free content to people, and because of that, I have with very small time to share live sessions with you. But I have 10 minutes until I return from my lunch, and because of that, I am here with you online to see if someone have any questions or what I can talk about. And one of the things that I'm doing these days is preliminary. In fact, I'm doing a pipe instrumentation diagram for a new project, and I will get this time to talk a little bit with you about that. What we need to do when we start pipe instrumentation diagram from the scratch. So this is a hydrogen station, and I was not familiar with hydrogen station, and now I am knowing it a little bit more. But it doesn't matter if I know or not. What matters is that I need to finish my job, and my job is to deliver some process engineering documentation for the company, and between or among them there is the data sheet for equipments. It is a process description and also a pipe instrumentation diagram. So how it looks like, or how is the procedure to start a pipe instrumentation diagram? First of all, you must be familiar with the templates that the company uses. Some companies use some kind of layers, other companies use another kind. And what I mean by that is that before you start doing any kind of drawing, it's very important that you understand which kind of drawing must be added to your pipe instrumentation diagram. For instance, in this new process, I need to add a diaphragm compressor to the process, but I don't have the legend of the company. They didn't share with me the legend, so I am not so sure which kind of representation I must add to the piping instrumentation diagram. So I got a reference and I added to the pipe instrumentation, and when I sent the drawing for revision, the supervisor asked me to change the symbol because that didn't represent the compressor that is a diaphragm compressor. So these kind of issues happen when you don't have the symbol chart of the company, or if you don't have the symbol chart of the customer and you start doing the drawing and you are not sure if in the end they will get if that is important or not. And in some cases it is, in some cases it's not, but in the end what we must do is let the customer satisfied. Another thing is that you need to have the line list, or you need to have the line list, but most important, you need to have the how to do the naming of the lines in your pipe instrumentation diagram, because it again changes from company to company. Some companies have uses, for instance, let's suppose we are talking about hydrogen. Some companies will use H as the symbol for hydrogen, the other ones will use HD for hydrogen, for instance. And to each line that we add to the pipe instrumentation diagram represents a pipe or a tubing, represents something that will transport the fluid from one point to another. And to do the mechanical design of these lines, the mechanical designer or the mechanical engineer must know how, must identify it in the drawing. So for instance, I have three 1.5 inches pipeline of water going from the pump to the air cooler. And as we have our identification, each line in the pipe instrumentation diagram must have its identification also. So if I type this line as, for instance, 101, and I have to add multiple lines in the drawing, I need to do a sequence of numbering to not identify different pipelines with the same number, because that it can lead for a lot of issues. And the pipeline 101 is 3 inches, the pipeline 102 is 3.25 inches, for instance. So it is very interesting that you fill the pipe instrumentation diagram and identify the lines. And lines, when I say lines, it's similar, it's synonym for tubes or piping with a line list, because this way you will guarantee that you will not represent different lines with the same numbers, and that is very, very important. Okay. Another thing is that you are adding equipment to pipe instrumentation diagram, and in this way, if I have 5 pumps in my drawing, I need to have 5 different names for them, because the same reason. And for each equipment, we develop a process data sheet or a specification data sheets to do the quotation with the supplier to install in the field. And if I have the pump 001 and I have the pump 002, they are different. Although they can be spare, they are different. I need to buy 2 instead of 1. So you need to add to your pipe instrumentation diagram the names of the equipment, and the names must be different one from another. Another good practice in pipe instrumentation diagram is that we don't represent the same equipment in different sheets. What I mean by that, if I have a pump in the cooling water system and I add that to my sheet T01, for instance, and this I will not get the symbol of the pump and add to my sheet D00010, for instance, because that will the team will understand that as 2 pumps, and in fact it is only 1. So it's very a good practice to only use add 1 equipment per sheet. Not 1 equipment per sheet. Do not represent the same equipment in different sheets. But eventually, if you need to do that, and some drawings, usually in compressors, we represent the core in a drawing, and we have the lube oil system. And the lube oil system, for instance, go to the jackets or to the casing of the compressor, and we need to identify the stages of the compression also in the lube oil system. But in this case, we don't add to the drawing the complete drawing of the compressor. We add only small parts just to show. Usually we use squares to identify that is going to that part of the compressor. So this way you prevent of any kind of misunderstanding related to how many equipment is installed in the project. Okay, guys. So if you have any question, let me know. I don't know which time is it. It's 5 to 1 a.m. And Canada is good for chemical engineers. That's an interesting question, Jadav. It can be. If you have a work or a job, it can be. I am not familiar with the Canada economy right now. What I can do, what kind of tip that I can do for you if you want to work abroad is to verify the courses that let you that allows you to work in the country that you want to. For instance, if you go to Germany, it's instead of going to Germany without any kind of just take your bag and go to Germany, it would be interesting if you go to do a master, for instance, related to the job that you want to do, and there verify the policies and verify if with that master you are able to perform your job work there. Okay, and it is same to Canada, it's same to the US. For instance, for the US, I know that if I am a Brazilian engineer, okay guys, so if I go to US and I try to get a job there today, many I will not be able because there are a lot of requirements to companies to be able to hire me because I don't have a US certificate. But in the other hand, if I go to the US and I am and I do a quick course there, and I can eventually gain be able to work there because now I have some kind of learnings from the official learning from the country, and that way my life get easier to get a job abroad. And remember that getting a job abroad where you are, if I want to work in Portugal but living in Brazil, it's much harder than if I live in Portugal, right? Remember, always remember about that. Why I will hire a people from Brazil to work in Portugal if I have a lot of Portuguese people in Portugal. So it's only a matter of thinking about the vision of the employee, okay? So I have another question here. Is it worth to learn Python or Python? I work in BAS, my manager is saying to learn Python so it will help me in CAD. Software something called films. Divi, if you work in BAS and your boss recommend you to do a course, do that because he is your boss, or he or her is your boss, and probably they understand better what are the requirements of the company than you, because he or she is in an upper level. However, in my point of view, I am a chemical process engineer that works with plan design, and I do everything that I can to avoid learning programming. Okay, guys, just let me walk a little bit with you because my wife is going to the gym, and I always open the gates for her. Okay, just a moment. If the internet drop down, I will return. Okay, guys? Pode deixar aí, aqui tá dominado aqui. Just a moment. So talking about programming, I will not say that it's not important. I will say that it's not extremely necessary to do that, okay? And it is not necessary to do that because you will get the programs already that you need to perform your work. If you do process simulation, probably you will use a commercial software. If you need to do some kind of test or calculation for reactors, you must probably have a specific there must have a specific program for that, and I avoid using the learning program, okay? And it takes a lot of time to do programming, so I prefer to use commercial software because they fits to my needs. So let me see if I have any other question. And guys, this live sessions is to be closer to you, okay? Because I like to have this kind of interactions with you. Sometimes I don't have a subject to talk. Okay, so I return. Do you prefer what do you prefer over programming? If I need to do calculations, I use software that is already available. For instance, if the Aspen High Seas gives me reliable results for piping, pressure drop calculation, pipe sizing, etc. Why I will develop a VBA spreadsheet in Excel. I don't have time to expand with that, because to do a VBA, I think it's VBA also. So if I going to do a VBA Excel spreadsheet, I need to make sure that it will give me reliable response, and it's not if I'm working with big project. If you are in the college, that is okay. You have time for that. You are supposed to do this kind of thing because you don't have deliverables, you don't have schedule, you don't have it's your time for learning, okay? But when you are in the company, you will not arrive in a company and there is no spreadsheet and you will start doing spreadsheet. It's not supposed that what your boss wants from you. What he wants from you is the deliverables, and the deliverables is the results, is not the meaning. Okay, guys? So that's my point of view about programming. Pomacho? I don't know what's Pomacho. Which software? Aside, I have some. Opa. What does mean by diary? Interesting questions, because this series, and I'm transmitting for YouTube channel and I transmit for Instagram also. Okay, guys, I'm with a new internet here and I'm testing that. And just to finish with you today, why this program is Chemical Process Engineer Diary? Because my proposition is to share with you my daily activities as a chemical process engineer working with plant design. And if you go to my IGTV, you will find some activities that I developed and in daily basis. So once I finish some extra work that I'm doing right now, I will return doing a live session every day, at least from Monday to Friday, sharing with you what it was my activities, what kind of deliverables I did, and what kind of requirements are asked for chemical process engineers that works with plant design. So it's already 1 a.m. and 3 minutes in Brazil. I must return to my work, and very nice to have you here with me. So see you soon, guys. Bye bye.